have to hear myself. It's a little too much. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back. We're doing another live session. It's Tuesday. Typically, it would be Blu-ray Tuesday or Steelbook Tuesday. Unfortunately, well, that's kind of been put on hold for now. Hey, let's see who we got in there. We got Mizzy E, Unknown Flicks, and Shiva Ramen. Oh, and Ali Perry. Almost missed you. How you doing, guys? Welcome back. Got the hats. Got the hate. What does it say? Got a hate comment. Uh-oh. What does that even mean? You got a hate comment. I'm sorry about that. On my channel. Sorry to hear that. How you guys doing? Just chilling out in this quarantine. Cassie's over there. She's doing night classes right now. Hi, Cassie. She says hi. Let's see. What do we want to talk about? So, not a lot going on, guys. Not really much going on because there's no movies left. But today would have been Dolittle and Little Women, and both just seemed like terrible movies to go see. So we opted not to do that, especially since it's kind of crazy out there. Been watching a lot of TV. I've been basically playing all the way through The Last of Us. Never played it. I hear it's amazing. I know they're supposed to make a movie out of it, and part 2 got delayed, so I figured might as well check it out. It's pretty awesome. It's basically Logan. I watched season 3 of Ozark, which was pretty amazing. I like that show quite a lot. It's kind of like Breaking Bad. Money Heist Part 4, which was kind of short and leaves you hanging, but again, I love that show. I love any show that involves a heist. And the first episode of Harley Quinn, which if you haven't seen season 1 of Harley Quinn, it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. Playing video games. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I've been playing PS4. I haven't played video games in like a while. I used to have like the Xbox 360, and just I guess it was like a year ago we got the PS4. I haven't really played it up until recently. Not nearly in the way that I used to, at least. Let's see, what do we got here? Lots of comments. Awesome. How am I even saying that? Damony Con Scott. Hello, new subscriber here. Thank you. I think I've seen you before. You were on the giveaway for Skywalker. I think I saw your comment earlier when we were picking the winner. Quarantine has me mad, got insane. Sorry to hear that. I think we're all kind of in that same boat a little bit. My biggest thing is my hair is getting way too long. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, should I get the shears and just shave it off? And I'm like, no, I'll just go wash it and put some stuff in it and I'll be fine. But yeah, my hair's driving me crazy too. Injustice 2, never heard of it. Or maybe I have. That's like with like the DC comics and they're kind of like evil and they play against each other, maybe? I don't know. Will Hall, what up, bro? How you doing? So let's see. The only 2 things that have really come out. Oh, pretty good. Did you guys see the new Chris Hemsworth trailer today? We haven't had a trailer in about what feels like a month, probably like a week or 2, because I guess basically all the studios are not going to actually release any advertising because it costs a lot of money. If you don't know the movie's definitely going to come out, then why do it? But I just watched the trailer for Extraction from Chris Hemsworth, which is coming out on Netflix at some point. I'll be honest, Chris Hemsworth outside of Thor is not good. If you saw Black Hat, and if you saw, what was the other one he put out? Oh my god, it wasn't good. That's why it's hard to remember. I know it was like Black Hat was really bad. And he put out like another movie. Basically, point being is that Chris Hemsworth cannot carry a movie on his own. He was in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot as a little cameo, and that was awesome. But yeah, I have no high hopes for Extraction. Anything that goes straight to Netflix, kind of like Will Smith and Bright, I don't have a lot of high hopes for that movie actually being good. The other big thing that came up this week is Ezra Miller choked somebody out. That was a thing. So The Flash may not happen. Not really know how I feel about that. I don't know. I don't love the DC movies nearly as much as I love the Marvel movies, and they have been dragging their feet on The Flash anyway. So the video is bad. It's cringeworthy. It's really cringeworthy. I don't think anybody knows like the full story, so I don't think we should cancel Ezra Miller quite yet. Maybe it's a dumb prank. I don't really know. I know he's wearing what looks like his mom's fucking jacket. Like he's got this long red cozy jacket. But yeah, that was disturbing. Don't like to see somebody strangle somebody else. Don't do that, kids. It's not right. It's not good. What else do we got? Christoph Waltz from Inglourious Bastards and from Alita was quoted the other day saying that they are trying to make Alita 2. He just joined the petition to join it. But he said basically the bottom line is that it is a Fox movie, which was acquired by Disney, and now with that, anything that goes from 20th Century Fox over to Disney, there's a lot of room depending on what Disney wants to do with it at the end of the day. So unless people sign that petition, I think another big factor in that is that you have to get Ed Norton back to the table. And Ed Norton, who played the Hulk, didn't get along with Marvel, didn't get along with Disney, and he seems like a difficult guy to work with. So like with all that said, I feel like he could torpedo the entire movie. But yeah, Christoph Waltz basically said like I don't know. But he did join a petition to get Chapter 2 of Alita, which I think would be great. Alita is one of my favorite movies. I just got the Steelbook. I thought it was pretty amazing. AMC is apparently in big trouble. They're talking about closing down for good. They basically can't. They think they can get to. I think they said maybe July, and after that, like all the money they have saved up, it's gonna collapse. Which is sad because I'm gonna miss the movie theater experience for a while. I kind of accepted the fact that I'm probably not gonna have a movie until 2021. I think part of the reason why I'm playing The Last of Us is because I really want a Quiet Place 2, and we're just not getting that anytime soon. Oh, we're getting it in September. I take it back. Optimistically, we're getting it in September. Hopefully. We'll see. Let's see. And finally, I've been watching Kevin Smith. He says he's closing down the Secret Stash as well, which again, it seems like a lot of things are going to be changing. Lots of things are going to be closed down. Big businesses, small businesses are not going to be able to keep their door open because you have to pay the rent. And if you can't pay the rent, no one cares as a pandemic. It just kind of, it is what it is. There's going to be a lot of changes. So let's go take a look at the comments. How are you guys doing? I'm sure it's not, let's see. Have you seen the Chernobyl series? No, I haven't. I remember when that was on HBO, and I just, I don't. I remember looking at it going, this looks really depressing. I know how it ends because it's history. I know it doesn't end well. And now that we're in all of this, I don't know, like things of that nature just don't really seem like. I'm trying to actually avoid, and I'm failing miserably. I'm trying to avoid these like pandemic, oh my god, the world is ending type of movies and TV shows, but then again, it's kind of exactly what I'm watching at the same time. I don't know. It's like a love-hate thing. But Chernobyl, no, I don't think I want to watch somebody have their face melted off. Bum, 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 bum. Will Hall, hey buddy, good, happy to see you in the live video on my feed. Glad I joined. My name is pronounced the word dimension. Oh, that's Dimension Scott, gotcha. Men in Black International, yeah, I saw that movie. I wasn't a fan. It felt like a Baby Yoda ripoff with the little green guy, and that's a franchise that just needs to die and go away. Like, you had its time, Will Smith, just let it go. Let it move along. Let's see. Message retracted. Okay, hey man, is it bad that I had to go out and buy every Rise of Skywalker edition? Says Zachary S. No, not if you like it. I mean, I hope you used your credit card and not somebody else's. That's completely up to you. Would I do that? No, probably not. I got the one copy, and there are days I'm like, I debate if I should have even gotten that one, but it's a steelbook, and I like that movie more than most people. Would I buy more than one copy of it? Absolutely not. But then again, I probably wouldn't buy more than one copy of any movie. So it would probably have to be a situation where maybe it was a really good movie that I already had like a $5 copy of, and then they had like a really nice steelbook, and I want to upgrade it. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't buy more than one copy. Let's see here. Sorry, I just don't want to miss any in the comments. 12 Strong. It was okay. Oh yeah, I think I remember that coming out. I just didn't get a chance to see it. I just remember Black Hat being really bad to the point that I'm like, I don't think I want to see Chris Hemsworth unless you put him in a cast of people that can kind of help him elevate the movie. Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods is good. I was actually watching that yesterday on Netflix. It was on in the background, and I always forget he's in it because the two main guys in the basement kind of steal the show a little bit. But yeah, he's pretty good. He's not a bad actor, and if you give him like the right writing team and cast and crew, I think Josh Whedon did Cabin in the Woods, and Josh Whedon also did The Avengers, so it's not that big of a shock that movie's actually pretty good with Chris Hemsworth in place. I like that movie quite a lot, actually. Are you a Jaws fan? It's coming to 4K June 2nd. I love Jaws. I think the more I watch it, the more I kind of feel like, you can kind of see the cracks, and it's not the most amazing movie, but yeah, every 4th of July, if I can watch Jaws, I will, if I can. It's a good movie. You should watch, what is this? Oh. You should watch these two YouTube movies called The Zeros and The Zeros 2. Never heard of it, but I got some spare time. I'll check it out. They are pretty good. Mizzy E says, did you see the trailer for Peninsula Train to Busan sequel? Looks pretty good. I did not. But you know what? Maybe I'll check it out, because again, always looking for new stuff to check out. I like The Office. Thank you. It's like my favorite shirt ever. It's my favorite show. I basically went from The Office to Parks and Rec to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because they're kind of the same show with like a slightly different occupation. I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I guess maybe just go back to The Office again. I don't know. Let's see here. Alicia Grace Hall, you got a new subscriber. Thanks, Alicia. Thanks for stopping by. I like The Rise of Skywalker 2. You're not alone. I enjoy Skywalker. Have you ever seen Battle Royale Japanese edition? I know I've seen one of the Battle Royales, like 7 years ago. I don't know if it was a Japanese edition. I'm gonna say probably no. If it is, it's been a while. Maybe I should watch it again. I like those raid movies though, but Battle Royale, it's been a long time since I've seen that one. I have never seen The Office, but I might now. Yeah, The Office is great. Especially now, watch The Office. It's the funniest show on TV. I know it's cliche and everybody watches The Office, but it's actually really, really good. Have you ever seen These Final Hours? It's a sad apocalypse movie. No, I don't think I have. Who's in it? What year is it? Is it a new movie? Is it an older one? I watched Outbreak. That was a dumb 90s movie. I enjoyed it, but it's dumb. I haven't watched Contagion. I don't know. The still photos of like Gwyneth Paltrow and Matt Damon being all dramatic and it just kind of turns me off. I don't really want but I love a good 90s cheese action movie that's over the top. What have you guys been watching? You guys, I got Netflix, I got Hulu, I got, what's that, Disney Plus. Been watching a lot of YouTube. And like I said, I've been playing a lot of PS4, so. What is your favorite movie genre? It does fluctuate. I would say right now it's comedy, because I don't know, comedy just kind of boosts you up a little bit. I've mainly just watched my own movies I've made, or it. Yeah, action comedies are kind of my streamline. I do love horror movies from time to time. Ford v Ferrari. Yeah, I like that movie quite a lot. The ending's kind of sad, but it's good. I think Christian Bale is kind of amazing in that movie. I watched The Crow the other night. Drum Dums was doing a live stream. I've never watched a live stream of a movie like a watch along, but he was doing The Crow, and that was one of those movies that I've seen enough that, you know, if somebody talked over it, I wouldn't be missing out. And it's also been a while, and it was fun. It was you know, you can kind of interact with the presenter a little bit, so it's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, it's weird. It's not nearly the same as hanging out with people watching a movie, but you know, it's close considering the times we're living in. And you guys see that movie, Coffee and Kareem? That looks pretty awful. I don't like Ed Helms very much. The more I watch him in movies, I did watch Tiger King. I think I mentioned that already last week. I hear they're making a sequel to Tiger King, where they reopen the case to Carol Baskin. That'd be kind of interesting to see. A Monster in Paris. I don't think I've ever heard of that movie. I do want to see VFW. That looks pretty good. Bunch of old guys in an army bar shooting people. Well, not people, but like I think they're shooting bad guys. It's not they're not just shooting people. That sounds terrible. It's a romantic musical with mystery elements. Hmm. Right on. But yeah, it makes me really sad to know they're gonna close AMC. It looks like I don't know. Maybe they don't, but you just dodge. What does it say? Trent Pugh says you just dodged Willis Credia roast the other night because you stayed in the car. LOL. Good job. I don't. I'm. I don't know what that means, Trent Pug, but what is an underrated comedy or movie in general? Um, I wouldn't call this an underrated comedy, but I do think Dodgeball is way funnier than I remember. Every time I watch it, it's way funnier than I remember. I can watch that movie again and again and again. I don't think it's underrated, but I think it's not held up the way other classic movies are. So, and I like Kick-Ass. I would say Kick-Ass is somewhat underrated. Mizzy E says, "Do you think Tenet will be moved to a July date?" Um, I don't know, guys. This is very much like a we'll see month by month. I feel like every month we kind of have an idea. I think it'll definitely be moved again. Might be like Christmas time they come out with it. I really hope they don't release it on home video because Tenet on a small screen or a TV size screen will be pretty bad. I mean, they should at very least do both. But yeah, I would be surprised if anything comes out in 2020. Just because not only do you have to kind of stop what's going on, but you also have to have people, um, I guess, in the mood to actually go and sit down with a bunch of people to watch a movie again. So that might take some time. We'll see. Did you see Durant unboxing of Kick-Ass Steelbook? Yeah, I think that was today, right? Didn't he just put that out like an hour ago? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, man, love Durant. He's doing this. He's basically just ordering them on eBay and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. Bump, 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 bump. And I saw he got Jumanji, The Next Level, and 1917, which I got the past 2 weeks, and they're both amazing, good picks. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've been looking at the Blu-ray calendar release date, and I don't see anything coming up in the next week or 2 weeks. I don't know what the next big movie is. I want to get The Gentleman. I think The Gentleman needs to have a steelbook, but they're not. And yeah, Tenet needs to be seen IMAX, no VOD. Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like every Nolan movie should be seen in IMAX. And nothing else. Don't go see a bad movie in IMAX. Don't go see a Captain Marvel or even the MCU movies. I don't think they... Well, maybe Endgame. But you don't really need to see IMAX for a lot of movies, but I would see Tenet. Have you been interested in New Mutants? I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I know it's not going to be good. It hasn't been good since they started making it. They've delayed it, I think, at least once for quality control, because they viewed it with an audience, and the audience was like, no. And they might have done that even twice. And then I think they canceled it. I'm trying not to confuse this with The Hunt, because I know The Hunt, they delayed it because there was, like, a school shooting. I think they delayed New Mutants because of something else. And I don't know. I don't think that movie's ever going to come out. It wouldn't shock me if we found out that movie didn't even exist. It can't be that bad. Just put it on Disney Plus. Put it on VOD. I mean, I would pay $20 to watch New Mutants. Why not? I'm not gonna watch half these movies they put on VOD, like Trolls 2 or I don't even remember what else they put out. But I already saw The Invisible Man. I already saw Bad Boys. I'm gonna watch Onward eventually, but I hear it's sad, and I'm not in the mood for a sad Pixar movie right now. You know what I mean? Same with The Way Back. I hear The Way Back is also kind of sad, so I'm gonna see them, but I don't know. I mean, I have to be in the right mood to watch a sad movie, I guess. I think The Gentleman comes out in May. Yeah, Gentleman does come out in May. I think it is available on iTunes right now, though, like a lot of other movies that were kind of in theaters. I think I did see it on there if you want to check it out. It's pretty good. It's one of Guy Ritchie's better movies. It's right up there with like Snatch and I guess Aladdin. Completely different genre. MCU is a bit overrated in my opinion. Most of their films are okay to me, says Unknown Flixie. Yeah, more or less. I mean, I enjoy the hell out of them. I'll watch any of those movies. Are they unique from one another after a while? Not really. But I still love them. Like, I'll still see every single MCU movie, even the not so good ones, because it's a Marvel movie. Like when I was a kid, we didn't have these movies. We didn't have like we had Batman '89 and I guess like Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, but we didn't have like all these amazing MCU movies. So I'll kind of watch any of them. Sonic the Hedgehog, Bad Boys for Life, and Birds of Prey are coming out. That's true. I think Birds of Prey is coming out end of the month. So yeah, that's a good option. Summer Gray, Trolls 2 looks awful. Let me back or something, but yeah, I got... Right, yeah, Ms. E. Yeah, I don't want to be brought down too much by a movie right now. I want to see something happy. What would you recommend? I'll go check it out. You guys write down below. What is your favorite comedy? Bonus points if it's on Netflix or Hulu and I can go check it out. Because, yeah, man, I think we all need a little bit of something happy right now, don't you think? Ad Astra. I think Ad Astra suffers from the third act being kind of a kick in the pants. I think you get like the moon stuff, like the pirate battle with those little rockets chasing each other. And you got like the space monkey, which is kind of a cool scene, and you have Brad Pitt falling from the sky just all the way down. I never seen that on a big screen, thinking it was pretty cool. But that third act, I don't want to spoil it, but what one of the characters does, or what you find out about one of the secondary characters and how that actor or character is played out in the movie in the final act, it's very underwhelming, and I think it kind of tarnishes the entire movie. Um, so yeah, I'm not a giant fan of Ad Astra. I can appreciate it for what it is. It's any space movie is kind of cool looking to watch, but it doesn't have a lot of rewatch for me because I don't. Again, it's kind of a downer. So Dazed and Confused is a classic. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. That's McConaughey's first. I think his first movie ever. It's also got like a very young Ben Affleck being like a obnoxious frat boy with a paddle. I like that movie. Good movie. I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe we'll check it out. Birds of Brand Digital. Ad Astra was kind of yeah. Ad Astra was pretty boring. Um, and again, once you know how it ends, it's kind of hard to go back to the beginning of the movie because at that point the mystery is over. And are you willing to go on that journey again? I'm not. I just watched Knives Out. I love that movie. It's a lot of fun. The first time I saw it, I thought it was kind of like underwhelming, but I guess knowing the whole way it plays out, the whole secret, the whole mystery, seeing it the second time, it's better. I like it. So Unknown Flick says his favorite comedy is or her. I don't know if it's a he or her. Unknown Flick says favorite comedy is Hunt for the Wilder People on Hulu. I think that's the guy who made what is it called? Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, I want to check that out. I should probably check that one out actually. I watched 28 Days Later. That was fun. Really good movie. I forgot that Moneypenny, Naomi Harris is in that movie. So is Brendan Gleeson from In Bruges. Obviously Cillian Murphy's in there, but that movie's really good. I enjoy that quite a lot. I haven't watched the 28 Weeks Later. I have seen it years ago, but I just feel like I'm not gonna watch 28 Weeks Later now because I feel like it would just tarnish the first movie a little bit. I kind of remember it being not as good. Let's see. Have you seen Friday? That's my all-time favorite movie. No, I haven't seen Friday or next Friday or the Friday after that. If there's a third, is there a third Friday? No, I haven't seen any of the Fridays. I've seen all the memes for them, like Bye Felicia and stuff like that. Chris Tucker being like, "Damn!" But no, I haven't seen any of the Friday movies. I don't know, just never really come up, I guess. Dumb and Dumber is good. Yeah, I do love Dumb and Dumber. The first one's pretty good. Again, I think I have to be in a dumb kind of mood to enjoy that movie because I don't always find it funny, which is an odd thing about a movie to kind of find it funny sometimes and not another. I guess it's just like the headspace that you're in because it is fairly dumb. Um, but yeah, if I haven't seen it in a long time and I don't remember the jokes like that, then it's a good watch. Matthew McConaughey was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4. Yeah, he was. Along with not Renee Russo. What was her name? Oh God. Oh, this is gonna bother me. Bridget Jones's Diary. Can't remember her name. Renee Zellweger? Yeah, she was in it. That movie is pretty awful. I think he does work in All Right, All Right, All Right, which is kind of funny. But it's like so bad. But in a American Psycho, so bad it's good kind of movie. So I do enjoy that movie. It's just bad. It is interesting to watch though. He does chew the scenery like nobody's business. Um, it had an FBI subplot. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I haven't seen that movie. I have that movie on DVD because I got out of the bargain bin for like $5, and it was pretty awful. So it's a little blurry. Ryan Howard says, "Yes, man, it's not my favorite comedy of all time, but I do enjoy it on Netflix." When is I'm I don't know what this is. Dumb and Dumber 2 is bad. Zellweger, yeah. All right, unknown Flex Z is a he. So there's a little something known about him. He is a he. Right on. Let's see here. What else we got? I'm trying to think what else I watched. I feel like I've been watching movies nonstop, but not really. I think I've been watching a lot of YouTube, actually. Who is your favorite YouTuber? I like Jeremy Johns. Obviously, I like Dave a lot because I know him, so it makes me a little biased. I like Ryan George from the Pitch Meeting channel. Well, it's on Screen Rant, but the pitch meetings are pretty good. He's pretty good on his own personal channel. He does this thing where he goes back in time and time travels. I guess from the '90s to today, and it's like a whole little thing. It's really great. If you haven't seen Ryan George, go check him out. He's pretty funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'll watch a lot of small YouTubers, and I'll kind of comment on their stuff because like it looks like they're trying to get up there, so it's kind of cool. What do we got here? At least, or at least, who do you watch the most? Oh, okay. I don't know who I watch the most. I think it's pretty spread out. I mean, I could say it's partly like who posts the most videos because if someone doesn't post a lot, then how do you watch them a lot? You know what I mean? Like I know I used to watch certain channels that have kind of dipped over time. Like I used to watch Honest Trailers. I used to watch Cinema Sins, and they're still decent, but they've kind of lost their edge a little bit. Just picked up Universal Soldiers on 4K. Definitely an underrated classic in my mind. Is Universal Soldier the Van Damme movie? Jean-Claude Van Damme? I haven't seen that movie in like forever. It's pretty good though. I do like some Van Damme. All right. The Ethan Pritchard Show asked for the third time in a row when the Star Wars giveaway is. I'll be sure to put his name to the top of the list when I pick my winner. Yeah, we're gonna do it soon. I actually have a winner. We pick them at random. We kind of just like we try not to double pick somebody who won like the previous week, but we do have that. I just have to go get the code. Well, actually, technically, I don't have to go get the code, do I? All right. Let me pull it up, actually, because we have the winner. I just don't have it written down. All right. All right. So the winner for the Rise of Skywalker digital copy goes to Tony Stark. Tony, if you're watching this, contact me either on here. You can email me. You can hit me up on Twitter. Instagram is probably the best way. Direct message me, and I'll get you the digital copy for Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of digital copies as much as I used to. I've been watching like the hard copies now. I don't know. I think I just like the features a little bit better. He's dead sorry to break the news. Oh, me? I don't care. I don't know. It's kind of like if somebody pops up on the channel and just like, I'm here for Skywalker. Who is the winner? I am leaving. Like, not gonna see me sweat over it. Yeah, I feel like Tony Stark. I feel like Tony Stark has popped up a bunch of times on my channel, so I was not sorry at all to give it to him. What does I say? What's your most anticipated movie of the year but got pushed back? Tenet. I really like Tenet. That's the one I really wanted to see above all. Wonder Woman 84 looks decent, but I don't know. Like, I feel like kind of like the MCU movies. If you've seen one, you kind of seen them all. Um, I'm more like down that they kind of delayed some TV shows too. Like, I know we're not going to get that big lineup of, Winter Soldier and Falcon. We're not going to get WandaVision. We're not going to get The Mandalorian. All of that's kind of pushed off. I think the funniest one is that I got caught up on The Walking Dead because I also watch Better Call Saul, and they kind of go hand in hand a little bit. But I got caught up on The Walking Dead, and they're doing this thing where they premiered all the episodes of the season except for the finale. So they had like a pre-finale finale, and they're like the finale is going to be later this year, very open-ended, which is going to be strange because if they have this one episode and the seasons are bookended like months apart, and like in the middle of a month you just drop one episode, it just seems a little strange. I'm sure they'll do that same bullshit they do where they marathon the whole season trying to get people geared up for it, but it better pay off because it's a lot of pump. I can't imagine how you don't have all the episodes but the finale of a show. Especially if, like, these things get shot way in advance. It just seems like a marketing ploy to kind of maybe fill in the gaps between, because they won't be able to film any shows for a while. So maybe they're trying to like pump the brakes, and that way they can have like an event by showing it. I don't know. But yeah, I would say Tenet probably is my most. I also kind of wanted to see what that movie Dune was going to be like. We haven't got a trailer for it yet, but Denis Villeneuve is directing it. I love his movies. Um, so yeah, that's kind of a bummer. And then yeah, Quiet Place too. Um, I don't know how good that's gonna be though. Like, I mean, maybe it's good, but now there's so much hype behind it. Like, I feel like a lot of these movies, like, they're gonna disappoint greatly by the time we actually watch them. Maybe because we want them a little bit more than we would have otherwise. So, but yeah, Quiet Place, Mulan 2, New Mutants, Fast 9. I don't care about Fast 9 at all. I watched a trailer for it, and Vin Diesel, like, he drives to like the edge of a cliff, and there's like a rope bridge, and I don't know how he does it, but he connects the bottom of the car to like the rope, and he swings around the mountain and lands. I'm like, when is enough enough? I also don't care about Hobbs and Shaw if they get a sequel. I think they were talking about it. I finally watched that movie maybe like a month ago, and I'm like, this is awful. I don't know. I think you need Paul Walker. I think without Paul Walker, you just have like a bunch of these like musclehead idiots talking about, La Familia. It just doesn't, like, I don't know. Like, I'm a little tired of watching The Rock put his fist through like a block of cement, and that's a movie. Like, I don't, it's not a Marvel movie. Stop trying to make it a superhero movie. It's a car movie. I remember when they used to just rip off, these trucks carrying DVD players, and now it's like they're superheroes and they're doing really dumb stuff. And Vin Diesel and The Rock are like 53, or Vin Diesel is. I can't buy into Vin Diesel being this like unstoppable action star again and again and again. He just seems so. I don't know, man. I'm just like I'm not gonna watch Bloodshot. Like, just it does nothing for me. They gave away too much in the F9 trailer. Yeah, probably. Um, yeah, I've heard rumors that they're gonna try to bring back uh, uh, oh my God, what's his name? Paul Walker. Completely CGI'd, kind of the way they did in the last movie. Well, not the last movie, but the last time they brought him back, they had his brother stand in and they just kind of like digitized his face onto him. I think it's a bad idea. I think the franchise needs to just stop and go away, and I don't know, maybe do a spin-off. I know they're bringing, is it Chow? I can't remember his name. Um, no, it's not Chow. I'm thinking of The Hangover. The guy that got killed by uh, Shaw. I guess Shaw. The transporter guy. Jason Statham killed the Asian guy at the end of one of those movies, and they're bringing him back for F9, and it's a big reveal. They're like, "Hey guys," like boom boom. I'm like, I don't care. You kind of missed the window. I think Vin Diesel should have came back to the franchise way before. Like when he was doing like Triple X Part 2 or 3 or whatever that, he should have came back way before he did. I guess he kind of thought that he had more to do than the Fast and Furious, but I don't know. It's too late, guys. Like wrap it up. Like they'll never stop. It doesn't matter what I think, but like they'll never stop. I don't care enough. I'd rather watch a different movie, I guess. They used to be good. I didn't mind when they were a little bit over the top, like Fast 5 and Fast 6 and whatever, but when they got to like, I guess like 9 or 8, whichever one was like Vin Diesel driving a Ferrari out of a building and landing in the other one. Oh no, wait, that had Paul Walker. That was the final Paul Walker one. The one where they brought Charlize Theron in. That was kind of bad, and I like her, and I see like they're digging her out for this one too, and that looks pretty bad too, but I don't know. I don't care. I'd rather... There's so many movies out there that can be made. They're not being made right now. But I can do without the Fast franchise. No Time to Die. Yeah, that would have been pretty good. I heard a rumor that one of the actors, and this could be a clickbait article, but I have read a rumor that they talked about that maybe James Bond doesn't live at the end of Die Another Day or No Time to Die. I don't know. Maybe they do that. I think it's a little ballsy, but if they kill off James Bond, I mean, I also heard a rumor that they were gonna pass the reins off to the new 00 agent, and she was gonna take the name 007, not James Bond, but 007. So if that's true, then I guess it could also be true that they kill off Daniel Craig's version of James Bond. It's a little dramatic. These movies used to be just like fun spy movies. I remember like with GoldenEye, it was like a over the top kind of campy kind of movie. If you really drop the drama to kill off Daniel Craig and have like tears going down our faces because James Bond is dead, like I don't know. I just don't kill him. Just let him retire. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, or if it's even true. So. Black Widow and Wonder Woman have new releases. Yeah, I heard that. I mean, they all kind of do. I mean, not all of them, but I'd say half these movies have new releases. The real question is whether or not they're going to stick or not. If they're going to push it off again. Because no one can really say at this time what's really going to play out in, July, August, September. If I had to take an educated guess, I would be shocked if we saw a movie come out before January. Maybe Christmas. Maybe December. That'd be nice, but I have no idea. I don't pretend to know how things are going to go down, but I'd be very impressed and delighted if they did release these movies, if done safely. But I don't know, guys. We'll see. Yeah, it's his last movie. I don't know. I think I'm good with James Bond being done for a while. I think they're gonna like revamp it like the following year. I know they're talking about doing like a female James Bond. And I'm not even against a female James Bond, but I think they should stop this version, this iteration, this universe of James Bond. Like recast everybody, start from fresh. If you want to bring M back, I guess, because she's been but start over, start fresh. Don't do this thing where you kill off Daniel Craig and you bring in a different actor and you keep the same universe. I would say, like, give it to a new director, a new talent, new crew, and let them put their stamp on it, Because the first movie, I think it came out in 2006, which was how many years now? 14, almost 15 years? It'll be 16, 17 years by the time they revamp it again. So I say start completely fresh. Even M, I think Judi Dench is getting there up in age. She's great. But you don't want to have a situation where she's only in the first movie, and maybe she doesn't make it to the end of filming. I don't know. I would start over. That's my 2 cents about that. Makes sense. Daniel Craig. Gonna be a summer movie season in the fall, winter. Yeah, probably. If they actually hold up the dates. Which it's not the worst thing. It's just gonna be. I don't know. I guess there's gonna be a lot of competition, right? Because if you're gonna take the movies that were gonna come out in the summer and put them in the fall, and the movies in the fall, I imagine some of them are gonna stick. You're gonna have some competition. I'm pretty sure Halloween Kills is not gonna move from October. If they do, they're gonna have to move it like a full year out. I don't know. That's I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't think they're gonna do a lot of these video on demand movies. I think that was the thing that Universal did, and a few others, like movies that were already in release that stood to lose a lot of money if they didn't keep going by putting on VOD. But movies that like are brand new, never seen, I'd be shocked if they actually put them on video on demand. But you know what? Time will tell. We'll see. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. M is. You're right. Mizzy E said that Ralph Fiennes is M now. You know that's right. I always forget because it's the very last scene in the movie. And Spectre, I'll be honest, I don't really remember that movie at all. It was okay. I think it was a little contrived to have Christoph Waltz. You know, you kind of retcon the entire series and say that he basically was the bad guy pulling the strings from the very beginning. I don't know. I think it's a little thin. It was clearly not written that way when they wrote it originally. They kind of just backdoored it. But yeah, that's right, Ralph Fiennes. Which again, one more reason to restart it again, because if you kill off some of your main characters who are iconic, you kind of want to have them in there. I would restart it. I think you guys are right. Maybe like wait 4 to 5 years and then put like a new stamp on it. I know when was it Casino Royale came out, they waited a little bit of time and it felt so fresh in a whole new direction. I think it's time for a revamp. Matthew Diggle again asks about New Mutants. I think that's one of the few movies that people can argue about what's going to happen with it and both kind of be right. I think, you know, realistically, like you're never going to see Tenet or Wonder Woman 84 be put on home video on demand, but New Mutants could do it. It's just a matter of whether or not Disney wants to roll the dice and potentially lose money. But then again, they put Frozen 2 and Onward on Disney Plus, so maybe they will. It could just be a matter of like timing. Like maybe they realize, okay, if we're in lockdown for these movies for, I don't know, 6 months, you know, maybe don't give them Onward and Frozen 2 and New Mutants all at once. Maybe let's like wait like 2 months and then give it to them. That way we can slowly roll it out as opposed to doing it right away. Because, you know, they have to kind of micromanage their catalog of what they have available because look, nobody knows when they're going to be filming new material soon, so I can see that definitely being a thing they do. You know, if they said that 4th of July we're dropping the New Mutants, I'd be like, yeah, that's about right, and that'd be kind of cool. You know, it'd be kind of cool to have like an event movie like that. Yep, Mrs. E says Christoph Waltz is in No Time to Die, but he's not the main villain. He's the side villain. What's his name? Mr. Robot. Wow, I'm totally blanking on names today. Oh my god. Mr. Robot, Freddie Mercury, and Bohemian Rhapsody. What is his name? Oh my god, why am I blanking on this so hard? Rami Malek, thank you, thank you. I don't know why I blanked on that. I feel like I would answer the question if somebody was blanking on Rami Malek. Yeah, he's the main villain. We'll see. I mean, he's very underplayed in the trailers. That kind of tells me that whenever they do that, probably not very good. I like Rami Malek, but it really comes down to how well can you write a script? How well can he deliver on that? Rami Malek is one of those actors that he can play the Mr. Robot character pretty well. I don't know how much of a range he has. Even Freddie Mercury didn't quite feel like Freddie Mercury. It felt like Freddie Mercury by Rami Malek, who's basically playing, I guess, himself. He's a little awkward. He kind of has that like cadence about him where he's like, then we'll punch a hole in the sky and we will go play at Live 8. Like, I don't know. I love Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought he was great in that, but I don't know how big of a range he actually has because he keeps playing the same character again and again. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. You got Daniel Craig. You got the original cast members. You probably got Naomi Harris back as Moneypenny, and then you have a new 007 who's on the scene too. I haven't watched that trailer in like forever actually because it's been a while. Um, yeah, he seems like a very quiet person. Matthew Diggle says, "Do you have a favorite movie you were looking forward to that has been pushed back this year?" Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Tenet probably is the biggest one. Same with Dune. Same with Wonder Woman. I didn't really care too much for Black Widow. I would have seen it, but I'm not. I think what is it? A Quiet Place 2 was the one that really hurt the most because it was right there. Like it was within days, like a week. It was within a week that we could have almost had it. It was on like the Tonight Show, and they were showing clips online, and they kept showing more and more of it, and it got so close, and they just pulled it back in. Um, so yeah, I think Quiet Place is the movie. If I had to pick, like, which movie do you want to see the most? It's probably The Quiet Place, because it was so close and just missed it by that much. David Buddha. Naomi Harris is in Venom 2. I don't know how I feel about Venom 2. I didn't love the first movie, to be honest. I'm not excited for Morbius. The big highlight in Morbius was Michael Keaton popping up. That shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't have to shoehorn a cameo from Michael Keaton to make your movie good. I mean, it's a little ironic that we have Batman saving the movie that Joker is supposed to be headlining, because you do have Jared Leto headlining Morbius, and you gotta bring in the old school Batman to try to get people's attention. It doesn't look great. And there's a couple of, they put like Spider-Man in the background too to try to get people's attention, because nobody really cares about Morbius. I don't think people know who Morbius is. I think he would have been better paired up with Blade. But again, Blade is kind of up in the air too. I don't know when they're going to do that eventually. And yeah, as far as Venom 2, like, all they put out was like that photo of the guy from Zombieland, Woody Harrelson, with like a frizzy red wig on and a dumb jacket, like a Hawaiian shirt, magician jacket shirt thing. And I'm like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't, like, it's not one of those things where, like, oh, this reminds me of the comics. I'm like, it's just Woody Harrelson being paid a handful of money to be in your movie, which he seems to be doing a lot of lately. There's a lot of Woody Harrelson movies that come out that he's a guy who will basically show up and do the movie, and it'll put people's butts in the seats. Doesn't mean it's actually good. I think the last movie that he was in that was pretty good was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, or was it War for Planet of the Apes? Whatever ape movie he was in, he was pretty good. I think it was it War? I think it was War, because James Franco was in Rise, and then who was in Dawn? I think the guy who was in, oh my god, who's that terrible actor I don't like, who was in Terminator Genesis? He was in Dawn. The guy who was in Pet Sematary, that remake. And then third one was, what do you call it? Woody Harrelson, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. But as far as Venom 2, I mean, I like Tom Hardy, but maybe they'll learn from their mistakes a little bit. Maybe they'll include Tom Holland. Will they? Probably not, because it seems to be a giant nightmare whenever they try to use Tom Holland or Spider-Man. And I mean, you guys all remember that debacle that happened a couple months ago. Morbius is delayed till March 2021. I can wait. It looks like it should have came out 10 years ago. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing a lot of. It does feel like, it does remind me of movies like Daredevil and Blade, where it's just like, or the original Hulk by Ang Lee. It just doesn't look good, and I don't care. We have a giant problem when it comes to Jared Leto, where it's like every time he pops up in a trailer, I don't care. You can kill his character off, you can drop him in a well, and I'm not gonna feel one or the other way about it. He's I guess because he's pretentious, Jared Leto. Like he did all that stuff with like the Suicide Squad, where he was like sending used condoms and bullets to people, his co-stars. And then he did like Blade Runner 2049, where he was just like, this pretentious godlike figure, and it didn't feel like a giant stretch from what he seems like in interviews. So I don't think, I think he peaked with that movie, the Dallas Buyers Club, and he's good in that. But then I think he got a little too big for his britches, as it were. So he's just not very. I don't know, man. I think maybe he should go do like an indie film or something like that. Jason Clarke, yeah. I don't really like Jason Clarke. I think he was in indie movies in the beginning, and Hollywood said, you know what, we're gonna make you a big star. We're gonna put you in movies, and he hasn't delivered on a single one. A lot of blank checks that his ass couldn't check. Cash. There you go. Thoughts on James Gunn's new Suicide Squad? I'm down for that. Like, I love James Gunn. I thought the Guardians movies were great. I remember he did, what was it, Slither back in the day? That was a lot of fun. I didn't buy into all the hype when they fired him in Guardians 3 and then back again. And, I think he sent some tweets out like a decade ago or something like that. I don't know. I try not to get too involved in this, like, what people do in their personal lives and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. People, you're there to do a function. You're there to act. You're there to be a movie, an actor. I can see why people do get, kind of up in arms about it, but I don't know. I mean, the truth is that I wasn't there. I don't know what he did. I didn't even read the tweet because I kind of don't get into all that. But yeah, Suicide Squad, from the photos that we have seen, they got Margot Robbie. They got Shark King. I'm sorry. Is it Shark King? It is Shark King. I keep thinking of Tiger King because that's what I watch with Carol Baskin and Joe Exotic. But yeah, Shark King, who's also in the Harley Quinn cartoon, is going to be in the Suicide Squad along with, let's see, who else? Not Will Smith, but they are bringing back Viola Davis. They're bringing back, let me think for a second. Captain Boomerang will be back. I think it was like Jai Courtney, I think it is. So yeah, I mean, anything James Gunn, I'm sure he'll do a good job. I didn't like Brightburn, but I think he just produced it. But still, that was not very good in my opinion. But from the photos we've seen online of the Suicide Squad, I think that looks amazing. I think the Batman looks amazing. I heard they delayed that, not indefinitely, but they kind of said indefinitely. So there's no idea of knowing when that movie's coming back. They kind of shrugged and went, So, which is too bad. But then again, it's Robert Pattinson, so I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah, I would have been excited to see that one because the Batman probably won't come out until like 2023 at this rate. I mean, I don't know. Hard to say. Because that's going to be a thing too, is that movies that were in pre-production or early regular production are going to be pushed off dramatically because all the movies that are now playing catch-up, it's almost like think of it as like an hourglass that has too much sand in it. We got to let these movies slowly come out. So when things do go back to normal, a movie might be sitting on the shelf for like a year before they actually have like a time slot in the year of movies to put it out. So yeah, I imagine Batman will be 2022, 2023. But who knows? Who knows? Let's see. King Shark, yep. Idris Elba is replacing Will Smith, different character though. Yeah. And that's actually, I think it could be one of the situations where he's going to be in it because, as you all know, Idris Elba did have to self-quarantine like Tom Hanks. So, if any of you were wondering if he was going to be able to finish the movie is done. So all they got to do is get some editors who can work remotely. I'm available. Who can edit this movie and hopefully put it out when the time is right. But the movie is done. Idris Elba did complete everything. Not that Idris Elba is not with us anymore, but I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know if Tom Hanks and Idris Elba are going to be in movies again anytime soon. I mean, if you're an actor, if you're Margot Robbie, would you really want to be elbow to elbow with Tom Hanks or Idris Elba or something like that? I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where, like, we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully AMC doesn't close. And yeah, he's playing Deadshot, but he's playing a different character, so that makes sense. I mean, all the DC's characters have basically had characters that, played by different people behind the mask, so it doesn't really shock me. Um, it's too bad though, because like I was watching Suicide Squad maybe like a month ago, and I just not Will Smith is the best part of that movie. It's not Margot Robbie. I know Margot Robbie is beloved by all because she's Harley Quinn and she's good at it, but like Will Smith carries that movie on his back. I feel like he goes home and he's like, my back is killing me carrying all of Suicide Squad. I had to undo everything that the audience remembers from seeing Jared Leto. I had to make them forget about Jared Leto and remember that Will Smith is here because he's the only great part about that movie, in my opinion. Um, and yeah, I think James Gunn's the right guy for the job. So, let's see. Were you a fan of Rise of Skywalker? Yeah, in as much as that I wasn't. I thought it was. I think it has its problems. But I view that movie through the prism of, they lost Carrie Fisher. Ryan Johnson did whatever the hell he wanted, and then just handed the movie off to him. And it was like, well, good luck, JJ. And I think considering that was the puzzle pieces he had to work with, I think it's an okay movie. Is it a movie that I'm gonna highly endorse and say, oh, you have to go check out Skywalker? No, not really, but I'll stand by my stance of it's a Star Wars movie, and it's a big, bombastic, over-the-top space opera, it's what they all kind of are. I think it's better than at least two of the prequels. I think it's a bit better than Solo. Um, it doesn't come anywhere near the originals, but none of them really do. Rogue One is pretty good, but it's a fine movie. I have the Steelbook. I haven't watched it yet. Gonna try to watch it before they put it on Disney Plus. I think it has its moments. I kind of like the scene where Ben Solo, he kind of does like the not the Obi-Wan, the Han Solo shrug where he's like, and then he just takes out all the Knights of Ren. But there's a lot of issues with Skywalker. The Knights of Ren are like a boy band. They build up these characters throughout the whole trilogy, and then the payoff is like they're a bunch of guys who stand on a canyon. There's a couple things. I think there's like 3 fake outs, like of people who get killed off who don't get killed off. Like I can't stand that whole Chewbacca scene where he gets on the aircraft and the aircraft goes up, and then they're fighting over the aircraft and it blows up, and then oh wait, he's not dead. I don't know. There's a lot of that movie that just feels kind of lazy. But it's fine. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like if you're someone who's like OCD and you're like, I saw part 1, I saw part 2, I gotta see part 3, I gotta know how it ends. It did give you some closure. It's not the closure that maybe everybody wanted from this movie, but considering how the tracks were laid, it can only go a certain way. So I think it's all right. I like Boba Fett. Not Boba. Is it Boba Frick? I don't know. It's fine. I'm glad there's not another one. Like if you told me like they're making like a 4th one, I'd be like, please no. Put all your money into Mandalorian. Go make a Mandalorian movie if you have to. Just don't. I don't want to see Kylo Ren. I don't want to see Rey. Poe Dameron. I'd like to see that. Maybe if they made like a unlimited series of Lando and his daughter like going on an adventure, but I'd want that in a very small dose. I would want that like on Disney Plus. But yeah, I'm sure they're just gonna wait 5 years and then start that whole machine up again. I don't know. Disney keeps hiring and firing their directors. They've been doing that for years with the MCU. So and Star Wars actually. So who knows if they actually get those trilogies, because they're going to do some spin-off trilogies, and I don't know. I'm a little burned out on Star Wars, actually. If I'm going to watch a movie, I'll go watch Empire Strikes Back, I guess, but I'm not going to... Or Mandalorian. I might watch Mandalorian again while I'm locked in, but as far as the movies, I mean, I'm not a giant fan of Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker. I do love The Force Awakens. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I don't know. It's always kind of on. And if someone puts it on, I find myself watching it again and again. I think it's just, it has all the nostalgia, it has all the promise of good sequels to come, and maybe it doesn't deliver on that, obviously, but you know, I can bullshit myself into thinking that those movies didn't happen yet and just watch it as is. Yeah, you know, it's fine. Mizzy E says, agreed. I watched Suicide Squad on TNT last week. You know what's funny is that I don't really watch TV. I used to watch TV, but at this point, like, I got Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, Disney Plus, and DC Universe. I don't watch TV. I don't want to watch Fox News. I don't want to watch CNN. I don't want like a constant update of what's going on. I kind of get that on my phone, on my iMac when I'm watching, you know, on the internet. I don't need to see a press conference once a day. It's a little overwhelming. Some of the news is a little over the top. They kind of stretch it, and it's just not my thing. And as far as TV, I feel like TV has gone to shit. Like, it's really gone downhill. Like, I don't know what you guys watch on regular cable TV. Maybe there's a great show out there to go check out, but I don't know. I feel like there hasn't been a good show on TV in a while. You know, I don't really go, like, buy into those TV shows like I don't know, like NCIS, Bull, you know, like, and anything on ABC is kind of, not ABC, CBS. I don't care. Um, I think it's kind of a dick move that CBS did this whole CBS All Access, and it's like, come and watch Jordan Peele do The Twilight Zone. And then I found those episodes online, and they're not good. So yeah, TV is dying just as quickly as movies, probably. Well, maybe not. Maybe they're gonna. I imagine TV is probably doing better. But before all this happened, TV is, ugh, I don't know. Then again, TV and YouTube is kind of getting closer and closer every day. Like, there's an overlap between the two, which is totally cool. I'm all for it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna cancel my Xfinity sooner or later, because I don't know, if there's a show I really want, I'll just get it online. I don't see the point in having cable. Let's see. Matthew Diggle says, do you guys have the Stan streaming service in America? The standard? The standard streaming service in America? I guess so. I don't know what the unstandard version of streaming in. I guess so. I feel like if anybody was gonna have, I don't know. The Stand. Do you mean like Stephen King in The Stand? No, that's old. It can't be it. I'm dating myself. I watched Chicago and Chicago Fire and Chicago PD on regular TV. Yeah, I watched, what was it? I don't watch those shows, but we watched 911 Lone Ranger with Rob Lowe. But again, these shows are also on Hulu. So if you have Hulu, then you don't really need, you know, streaming services and stuff like that. You know, when Rick and Morty comes back, I'll probably watch that on cable. But yeah, Rick and Morty comes back on May 3rd, I think. May 3rd, May 4th, I can't remember. Matthew, Mizzy E says cable is dead. I should have canceled my Comcast and stick with Netflix. Yeah, I'm really big on Hulu too. I think Hulu is really good for like TV shows, because they're gonna. I mean, we watch Prodigal Son, which is essentially Silence of the Lambs, but it's very sterilized and low key. It's like, might as well be rated PG, but it's got Tom Payne from The Walking Dead. He used to play Jesus, and you got Michael Sheen, who's in a whole bunch of stuff. I think he was like Doctor Who at some point, and Masters of Sex and stuff like that. But really, really good show when it wants to be. But sometimes there's those filler episodes that are just, you're trying to drag on the season. Like, I don't care about the girl in the box. Just look, we know what's going on. Just skip ahead. But yeah, a lot of TV shows are actually on Hulu. You just gotta wait a day. So Let's see. Roku is what we use. Yeah, Roku is what I have. It's a Roku TV. So, when I first got my Roku TV, I did download a bunch of the apps. A lot of them are not great. One of the things I don't like about Roku is that they will like have a movie on one of their apps, like The Dark Knight. I put The Dark Knight on, and they don't have any sections where they put commercial breaks. I think it's just on a timer, so like 8 minutes will go by, and like Gordon and Batman will be in the bank, and they'll be like, "Oh, they took the mob's money to China." He's like, "What are you gonna do?" He's like, "I'll tell you what I'm gonna do." Cut, and they go straight to commercial. I'm like, "What is this shit?" It's very jarring to watch. So I never watch a movie on Roku, and like inside one of their apps. Just go Hulu, man. Hulu all the way. Um, J. Mark Schwartzentruber. I'm sorry, bro. Says nice shirt. I don't know. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'm just gonna call you J. Mark for right now. J. Mark has a great channel. I have no problem giving him a shout out. Him and his wife both have channels. She does all these great songs, and he basically does kind of like in the same vein of like what me and Dave do. He just like talks about movies. Doesn't do steelbook trips, but he does like watch a movie. Like I watched him do a video on Child's Play, and like he kind of just like talks, like it's kind of like a comedy sketch show. I can't words today, but yeah, definitely go check out J. Mark Schwartz and Truber. He's pretty funny. Let's see. Yay, Rick and Morty coming back. Can't wait. Hopefully Rick and Morty is still as good as it was last season. And by last season, I mean season 3. Season 4 has been kind of a mixed bag. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about that dragon episode, that sexy dragon episode. I can't really remember the other episodes. I remember, like, the Mind Gem. It's kind of a mixed bag. The Time Heist one was pretty good. Not the Time Heist. Just the heist one. You son of a bitch. I'm in. Like, I love that episode. The rest of them are kind of mixed bag. You got like the one with like Rick like has like a private toilet, and it's okay, I guess. What else we got? Thanks for the chat. Been good fun. Big fan. Awesome. What's your unpopular opinion? Ooh. I feel like you're opening the door for me to say something that I might regret later. What is my unpopular opinion? I don't know, guys. It's not something I kind of keep up my sleeve, just ready to jump on it. Unpopular opinion. I guess like when I see these like headlines about like I was watching. I don't even want to say the name, but I was watching somebody do like a movie news channel, and he was going straight for the jugular with this Ezra Miller guy, and like I guess my unpopular opinion would be like I think celebrities that are accused of doing something should have their day in court. Like I feel like there should be a little bit more of a process before we just like cancel a guy. Don't get me wrong. I get the feeling that Ezra Miller should not have done that. I don't think it was a joke. I don't. That's the thing. I don't know. But I guess my unpopular opinion with some people would be like, I'm always more of a wait and see kind of guy. I'm not really like we need to chop off his head and make sure we burn his movies and never watch him again. Like, I want all the facts. So I guess that might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know. And then, as we learned from the live chat last week, I guess I like the Daredevil movie a little bit more than most people. It's not a good movie, but it is a guilty pleasure where I leave it on because I like watching Colin Farrell do like his really cheesy Bullseye. He's like Daredevil. He's like Bullseye. And he points at the. It's so over the top and bad that I find enjoyment in that movie. And I kind of like Ben Affleck, I guess, but I don't know. I watch it to make fun of it, if that makes sense. I started watching Prodigal Son, but stopped. Yeah, Prodigal Son. I think the first season was stronger, and then as we went along, excuse me, it kind of dropped off. They kept hitting that same bell of like, what about the girl in the box? And they never pay it off, and they never just dragging their feet. I think the mom with her ass chin is kind of annoying. I think they kind of shoehorn her into every episode, and I don't care. the sister in that show was the same girl that used to be on the Orville. You know, she was like the girl with like the fins on the side of her ear. I kind of miss her as that character. I really used to enjoy the Orville. But Prodigal Son, man, is like, I can't tell you how many times I've been on my phone playing a game while that's on the background, periodically looking over, waiting for it to get better. And, you know, I watch that show at Cassie a lot, and she likes it a lot. But I don't know. For me, it's like I'm waiting for like some kind of payoff that just really hasn't delivered as of yet. So let's go back to the questions, go back to the comments. Amazon Prime. Don't have Amazon Prime. Robert Ford. That name sounds familiar. Nope, maybe not. Yeah, but I remember I did watch, I was at a friend's house a while back, and I did watch, what show was it? Jack Ryan. And it's okay, but it didn't hold my attention. And I love John Krasinski, but I don't know. Do you guys watch Jack Ryan? I just watched the Hunt for Red October, which was pretty good. But you know, I got the Steelbook when I went to go see Dave. But as far as Jack Ryan with John Krasinski, it's not great. I haven't seen season 2. Maybe it's gotten better. Unpopular opinion. I really think The Force Awakens is the best Star Wars movie, Star Wars film, and Last Jedi. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy them. I don't think they're the best. I think Empire is the best. And if you want to make a bold choice for a modern day Star Wars movie being the best, it might be for Rogue One. I don't know. Kylo Ren, man, I don't know. I like Adam Driver, and I think there's some arcs that he kind of delivers on. But the way that he was written from the get-go, I think kind of makes that character unlikable. Not in a sense of like he's a villain, you're not supposed to like him, but there's too many chefs in the kitchen with the new Star Wars trilogy, so I don't know. Wonder why Rick and Morty wait like 2 years between seasons. It annoys me. Yeah, I think once they signed that deal to get 100 episodes, they realized they had, I guess, like, what was it, like 80 episodes to go or something like that, or 70 or 80. I know they gave one episode to Kanye West, and they asked him about it, and he was like, he gets one. We got 80 to go. Kanye can have one episode. And you know, maybe it'll be funny. Who knows? But I think they definitely realized, okay, well, this show is definitely greenlit. I know there was some talk about whether or not they would get like the merchandise, because I think there was a 2-year gap because the two guys were not getting the merchandise money that they were promised. You know, all those Pickle Rick T-shirts and stuff like that you see at Spencer's would be going to Adult Swim Comedy Central, and the two creators are like, when are we getting paid? Oh, we're not? Oh, well, then we're gonna sit on our thumbs a little bit before we actually get back to work. But clearly they worked it out, and now that they have that, they're gonna stretch it out. They're like, how do we stretch an arc of 2 characters on 80 episodes so we can get that syndication money? But yeah, I imagine it's gonna perk up a little bit, but they gotta stretch it out. They gotta slow their roll, as it were. Unpopular opinion, but Mortal Kombat Annihilation is a guilty pleasure. Never seen it. In fact, I've only seen the one Mortal Kombat from the 90s, and my god, is it bad. And I haven't seen it in a while, but maybe I'll check it out again. I hear it's a cult favorite among a few people. Do you enjoy the CW Arrowverse? CW is, man. I used to watch Smallville. That's how old I am. I used to watch Smallville, and I think around like season 3 I stopped. And then, I don't know, maybe like earlier this year I tried watching The Flash, because I think Kevin Smith was talking about it, because he did like an episode and he had like Jason Mewes. And so I'm like, you know what, let me check out what The Flash is about. Never got into Arrow. So I started binge watching season 1 of The Flash. It's alright. It feels very sterilized. It feels very kid-friendly, very WB. And, you know, sometimes I can go with it, and sometimes I'm pulled right out of it, because it's very much a kid's show, I guess. And it feels unauthentic. It feels a little repetitive. It feels low budget. And yeah, and then they always have like these big events of like, we're doing the crossover, and then I don't watch it, and then I hear in the comments like later, it was pretty bad. So lots of build up and hype for shows that are not very good, but I don't know. I did enjoy The Flash, but I just can't watch. What was it 6 seasons? I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to it, but we'll see. J Mark says The Last Jedi or Cats. Well, you know, The Last Jedi didn't have to have buttholes removed, so I feel like I'm gonna have to go with The Last Jedi. I haven't seen Cats, but that was the rumor that they removed all the poopy buttholes from the not poopy, but like all the buttholes had to be digitally erased from all the cats and cats. And yeah, I hear that Cats is pretty god awful. I have you seen Cats? Have any of you seen Cats? I mean, I could probably find like a free copy if I really want to. I just don't have it in me to watch a bad movie that bad. I feel like I would need some type of thing to take if I was going to watch Cats. But even that, I think I'm good. I don't think I'm gonna watch Cats. Does not look good at all. Do you have a digital collection? I used to collect physical media, switched over all to digital, a lot easier to collect and access with movies anywhere, says Coffee Fan. Yeah, when I got my iMac, I want to say like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Probably 3 years ago. You know, when I got it, I decked it out because I'm a video editor, and I ordered it special from Apple. It has every little thing you can imagine. It has multiple drives. It has the most RAM you can possibly get. It's got a 5K Retina. I didn't mess around. Long story short, my MacBook Pro got destroyed, and I had to get a new computer, and I dumped like $4,000 to getting this iMac. When I got the iMac, and I was no longer broke, I started collecting movies on iTunes because I wanted to utilize the 5K Retina screen and check it out. So I bought a couple movies off of iTunes that were 4K or higher or what have you because I wanted to see what was what. And yeah, there's a couple of buyer remorse movies in there that I'm like, why did I buy this movie? Why did I buy The Lobster with Colin Farrell? Yeah, it's not the proudest collection, which is why I don't show it off. But I have bought a couple movies on iTunes. I'd say my favorite movie on iTunes is probably like Mask of the Phantasm or something like that. I got Green Room with Uton Lechin. I'm totally butchering his name. Anton Lechin. God, I can't remember it. The kid who was in Star Trek, the Russian kid. Really good movie. It's got Patrick Stewart in it as well. He plays like a villain. Bunch of neo-Nazis. It's kind of like a how do we escape? Because this like punk rock band gets stuck inside of like a green room. They witness a murder. Now they have to get their way out of it. And all these like bad guys are outside. It's actually a horror movie. It's pretty good. I would highly recommend that one if you got the chance. Top 3 favorite directors. Ooh. That question comes from Asia Schwartzentruber. Sorry again if I mispronounce. Top 3 favorite directors. I feel like they're a little cliche. I think Denis Villeneuve, Quentin Tarantino, and I just had it. Who was the third one going to be? Oh, Nolan. Yeah, Christopher Nolan. I feel like those are the most consistent directors who have a. I think Nolan probably goes to the top. Tarantino, he is a little bit hit or miss, but I don't care. It's still good. Like I didn't love what was it? What was that movie they put into like a miniseries on Netflix? Was it like 8 Angry Men or no? God, why am I totally Anton Yelchin? That's it. What was that movie that Tarantino put out? And it was like it was after Django. The Angry Eight or something like that. The Hateful Eight. That was it. I don't love The Hateful Eight, but I still enjoy it for being a Tarantino universe movie. It just doesn't. It's missing a little bit, but it's still better than your average movie. Like it's better than what was it? The New Boss or whatever that movie is with Salma Hayek. Like you know what I mean? Like it's better than The Average Bear. So, Yo, my dude from Cool Movie Rating. What up, buddy? You look like Rory from The Office, says H. Huss. Thank you, I think. Ever considered doing anime show movie reviews if you like anime? I don't really know a lot of anime. My one friend got me into Death Note a while ago. I want to say like a year before that horrible movie on Netflix came out. It could have been like when they were talking about making a movie for Death Note. My friend Chris was like, "Have you ever seen Death Note? Have you ever read Death Note?" It's like it's about light. It's about these characters. You gotta check it out. I binge watched all that shit. It was pretty good. Outside of that, like I don't know. Obviously I've seen things like Spirited Away. Um, Poco Rosso was a good one that I enjoyed. But not a lot of anime. I watched Batman Ninja Batman or some shit like that. That was god awful. Never saw The Last Airbender, so I can't say I'm one of those people who were so disappointed that the movie was awful because I never saw it. So yeah, not a giant anime fan, but you know what? Given the situation, what better time to jump in? Let's see what else we got. I wouldn't even watch Cast if someone paid me $100. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, even the trailer kind of freaks me out a little bit. The Hateful Eight, Serbian. J Mark, you need to come back for all of these live videos because you have the best questions when I'm kind of like drowning in what to talk about. J Mark says Serbian film or Toy Story? Well, if I remember Toy Story, the first one, Sid does do some messed up things to the toys, and in Serbian film, they all do terrible things to one another. So, I don't know. I gotta go. Realistically, like no bullshit. I'm gonna go Toy Story. Of course, I like Toy Story more than the sequels. I don't think any of the sequels live up to the first one. Maybe 3. No. Love 1. Serbian film is like a dare movie. That's like a movie like you get together, like your buddy is like, you don't got it to watch it, and I'm like, I'll watch the movie, and they're like, no, you won't. You're chicken shit. You're gonna turn it off. You're gonna look away. It's kind of like daring somebody to watch Two Girls One Cup. It's not a good movie. I don't recommend it. If there's children watching, don't watch this movie. I'm just gonna drop it altogether. It's a horrible movie. Go read the Wikipedia plot of a Serbian film. It is god awful. Better yet, don't do that because hopefully there's no children watching. Cool Movie Rating says The Godfather or Apocalypse Now. Ooh. I imagine we're talking about the first Godfather, right? I think I'm gonna go Godfather. I like Apocalypse Now, but I don't think there's any drag in The Godfather. The Godfather is kind of consistently throughout good. It's watchable. I don't find myself like phasing out. Apocalypse Now is pretty good too, but you can't compete with The Godfather. Like I'm making enough of food. Like and you got the dead horse in the bed, and there's so many great moments in The Godfather. H. Huss says for anime, if you're interested, watch Erased or A Silent Voice. Honestly, they're both so good. Great to restart anime interests. And then Cool Movie Rating said or. Cool. I'll make you yeah. I really like these like or questions. Like, give me 2 of anything, and I'll tell you my pick. Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns. Well, if you watch my channel back in 2014 when I first started doing this kind of thing, I guess you could say that Chris Stuckman would have been, but I think because my set was very similar to it had like the bookshelves in the background and all that kind of thing, and I don't know. I guess that was kind of one of the ones that really made me go, you know what? Anyone can kind of do this, I guess. But if I had to pick today, like in 2020, like who do I like watching more? Probably Jeremy Johns. I think Jeremy Johns is funnier, and that goes a long way with me. Jeremy Johns, he's so over the top, and I don't know. I don't know if I could do what Jeremy Jahns does as far as always constantly being that animated and that big without drinking lots and lots of coffee before doing a video. But I give him a lot of credit. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Jeremy Jahns over Chris Stuckman. There were days I actually think the flick pick is a bit more entertaining than Chris Stuckman, just because I don't know. I like Chris Stuckman, but he's very much he's like an article that you would read in the newspaper of like a movie review if it had a pulse, which is not a bad thing. I think that makes him great in so many ways. It kind of elevates it, but it almost feels like somebody conveying a review from like a newspaper. So yeah, I think I mean not that I don't like his channel. I definitely do. I still watch it. Somebody asked me earlier like who do I watch a lot on YouTube? I watch a lot of Red Letter Media, the Half and the Bad Guys. Because they just have like an old school sense of humor, like a sensibility that I really gravitate to, and it's funny. They got like a grown up Macaulay Culkin on the show. I love that. And I also like Fluffy Talks, which is essentially this guy. He's been doing this for like 10 or 12 years. If you want to find him, it's Fluffy Talks. He's wearing like a black beanie cap and it just says Fluffy. And all he does is find these photos of people in Walmart who are just like doing it completely wrong. Like people, like I think it's like you failed at Walmart or you failed at Tinder. It's like the funniest channel. He just does like a commentary on them. I can watch that for literally hours on end. I have done it. Let's see what else we got here. Indiana Jones or Star Wars? Indiana Jones or Star Wars? It's kind of like, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of the same character. I kind of feel like Han Solo is Indiana Jones in space. I think you have to go Star Wars, right? Like, because you're asking me about if you're just pairing up A New Hope and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Because it's hard to do. Well, yeah, I think there's more good in the Star Wars franchise than there is in Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. The first one and the third one are great. The second one and the fourth one are okay-ish. So if I had to pick, like if you told me that, we have the original prints of Indiana Jones and Star Wars and we're going to light one of them on fire, I would probably say light Indiana Jones on fire, because I don't know. I mean, how do you not keep Star Wars? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Let's see here. Godfather, Human Centipede or Horton Hears a Who? Well, I haven't seen Horton Hears a Who. But I have seen the Human Centipede. I don't know what that says about me. Do you guys remember like when the Human Centipede? I think the only reason that the Human Centipede became that big movie is because Tosh.0 did an entire breakdown of that movie, which is actually funnier than watching the movie. Go on YouTube and type in Tosh.0, Daniel Tosh describing the Human Centipede. It's fucking hysterical. Yeah, I guess I would go Human Centipede over Horton Hears a Who. It's a bad movie. We got a great episode of South Park out of it. With Stan Kyle and they're doing the whole Human Centipede. But I do love Danny DeVito, so maybe I'll check out Horton Hears a Who eventually. I don't know. Doesn't look good though. You know what I mean? It just looks like oh wait, is he in that one? No, I'm thinking of the other movie that they put out from Dr. Seuss. What, the Lorax. Danny DeVito was in the Lorax. I didn't see that one either, so. Terminator or Predator? Predator. I enjoy that first Predator so much. I mean, it kind of depends what you're asking me. Are you asking me to take the best movie from each one and go head to head? Because if that's the case, I think if I had to put Predator up against T2, I'd go Predator. And even, I don't know, like they're both bad franchises as a whole. Like if you had to add up all the points of each franchise, they're both pretty bad. They have like one or two good movies, and then the rest are kind of shit. Like I didn't see The Predator or Predators. Like the one has like the guy from Key and Peele in it, and the other one has Adrian Brody in it in the Predator franchise. And then you got like those AVP movies, which look. I saw the first one, didn't see the second one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Predator. I don't. Terminator's got a lot of shit in it. The third one is bad. Genesis is bad. Salvation is kind of mildly depressing. And I just love the first Predator. You got Arnold just hamming, get to the chopper! Ah! Yeah, gotta go Predator. So let's see what else we got. Wow, two totally opposite movies. What kind of music do you like? I like Japanese. Probably nothing that would like surprise you. Probably like a lot of like alternate rock music. I don't know. Like I listen to like a lot of like Blink-182, White Stripes, Jet, and like mid-2000s alt rock, what have you. I'm a mixed bag. I just put Spotify on and just let it run. So I got like a playlist of like 500 songs that just shuffle all the time. But I kind of like everything. I try to mix it up. It'd be funny. Like I'll be listening to like a I don't know, Blink-182, and then like Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street with Johnny Depp will come on, and people will be like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, "Just Sweeney Todd. Don't mind me." But yeah, I kind of like a lot of stuff. I listen to a lot of movie soundtracks too, and I actually listen to a lot of podcasts about movies. So I should probably listen to more music. Yeah. Let's see. Can you believe they made 3 Centipede movies? Can I believe it? Yeah. Are they well deserved? No. But I'm sure they did the math and said, hey, we made this movie on a shoestring for like $10. Let's make 2 more movies for $10 and people will go see them. It's kind of like Sharknado. I don't know why they keep making them, but I'm sure there's an audience for it. I'm sure it's like one that's it's so bad it's good, maybe. I don't know. Do you watch Grace Randolph? No, I don't. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Like, I'm Grace Randolph, and this is the movie. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. No, I don't. I find her to be incredibly annoying, and she's kind of like the machine of that is movie news and YouTube move. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel. It's a business. They're running a business over there. And she's just kind of like, all right, well, you know what? Onward came out. We're going to talk about Onward. Frozen 2 came out. We're going to talk about... Like, I don't know what movies she is actually into. I feel like she just reports on anything and everything with a very glossy, generic point of view that kind of appeases everybody. I know this is a little harsh, but yeah, I don't really think Grace Randolph is... And yeah, her voice kind of gets a little old after a while, so... Let's see here. Yankees fan. Yes, I am. I think I gave it away. Favorite horror movie? I just watched Ready or Not, which was really good. I would definitely go check that out. I was also talking about how Green Room with Patrick Stewart and Anton Yelchin, another great film. And I don't know, like I feel like I've picked movies over the years, like which are my favorite horror movies. And then like you watch them a couple times and like you kind of run them into the ground. Like it used to be like The Shining, but it doesn't really hold it for me anymore. I like Cabin in the Woods. I kind of want to go back and watch Cabin Fever. I watched, I think it was like Red Letter Media do like an essay on it, and it just looks, it's so dumb. I like the Evil Dead movies, the old ones, the new ones. Yeah, I think Scream is probably like my favorite horror franchise, but is that really horror? I feel like that's like the Scream movies are kind of like a mystery genre more than horror. Dave Durant or Cool Duder? Oh, of course, Dave Durant. I enjoy Cool Duder. Look, I'm very biased. I know Dave. I was texting him earlier today or yesterday or something like that. Me and him are buds. Of course, Dave Durant. And even though my opinion is a little biased, I don't really know Cool Duder, but from what I know from Dave, he's so animated and he's got like so much like love in his heart. And he's such a big cuddly dude. Like I don't even know how to put it. Like he comes on the screen and it's like it's infectious. You wanna hang out with Durant Cinema. You know what I mean? So Cool Duder. I've seen a couple videos. They're okay. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Cool Duder, but of course Dave Durant. Hot chicken nuggets, right? How do you not pick Dave Durant? What is a movie that you love but a lot of people hate? Hmm, that's a good one. Movie I love that people hate. I don't know. Let me think about that a little bit. It'll come to me. Um, I think when I was doing like a live stream with Tom Chattelbash and Durant Cinema, and I think I said like what was it? The original Daredevil movie. I don't love it, but I enjoy it for its horribleness, I guess. I love movies that are bad sometimes. I like American Psycho. I haven't seen that in a while, but that used to be the movie that I thought was great that nobody else liked. I mean, it has its audience, but not everybody liked that movie. Everybody likes that movie. Sorry, I'm slowly losing my voice. Let's see what else we got here. Uh, Damien Collins says that I like Terminator Rise of the Machines and even enjoyed Genesis. The other two, they're fine. Um, yeah, I disagree, but that's your opinion, man. Whatever does it for you. I don't know. A lot of those Terminator movies are pretty bad. So, Scream is a classic. Can watch that anytime. I agree. I remember being a kid. I had like this Christmas gift I got. It was like a double decker VCR player, and you can copy from one tape to the other. And it was the coolest thing back in 1998 or something like that. And I used to go to Blockbuster and pick up movies like Scream 2 and Scream 1, and I would copy them from the VHS. And I would like, I think that was actually the beginning of me being like an editor because I would kind of cut movies together. Like I would take my favorite scenes from movies and make like a VHS of like a compilation of it. Or I would like be like, okay, here's a movie I really like. I like this character a lot. Let me re-edit it and copy paste it so that it's just their scenes. Stuff like that. I feel like that was the beginning of me being like the video editor that I am today. So or perhaps a movie you would hate and enjoy and everyone else loves. J Mark says, which actor would you not mind getting the coronavirus from? I mean, obviously nobody wants the coronavirus. Which actor? Ooh, is actor like is that like the pronoun of a male actor, or does that include any lady actors, lady actresses? I don't know. I mean, there's no good scenario where you get the coronavirus. um, who do I want to get the coronavirus from? The easy answer would have been like Cassie. I'd be like, well, you know, whatever. I mean, I like that you're keeping it light and kind of goofy. I don't know. Emma Stone. I wouldn't mind Emma Stone. She can tell me a joke. She can get me to laugh a little bit. We can trade stories. And at the end of the day, I get coronavirus and I go home. I think I'm okay with that. I'll ask her about Ryan Gosling. What does he smell like? You know, what was La La Land like? You know, dumb shit. And, you know, after a couple beers and laughing, I feel like she's like a fun person to hang out with. You know, you go home or you don't go home, you go get quarantined. So yeah, that would be. Oh, I have to pick a male actor. Okay, because he wrote male actor. Oh God. I don't know. Idris Elba. He's already got it. No, I don't want to hang out with Idris Elba. He's okay, but he doesn't seem very interesting. Who would be an actor? Christopher Walken. I would want to sit down with Christopher Walken for like 2 hours, just shoot the shit. And if I got coronavirus, well, you know, it is what it is. It's a good question though. Dark Fate was not bad, but should have killed up. Yeah, I agree. I watched an interview with the actor who plays John Connor. Oh my God, Ethan. No. Oh my God, who plays John Connor? American History X, Pecker. What the hell is that guy's name? Oh God. But I watched an interview with him, and he was basically saying, uh, he was being interviewed by the guy who used to do Oz trailers, Andy. I'll just say Andy. I can't remember his name. He got kicked off of Oz trailers because he did some things I guess he wasn't supposed to do. He got fired. But he's got his own show now, which I kind of stumbled upon. And he's interviewing the kid who was Edward Furlong. He was interviewing him, thanks Mizzy. And like basically Edward Furlong was like, I would do anything to be back in that Terminator franchise. And then he went on to go name things that were kind of, you know, inappropriate for a children's show. That, not that this is a children's show, but let's just put it that way. It's highly inappropriate the things he would do to get back into a Terminator movie. I could totally see why they cut him out too, though, because like he looks so. He looks. Drugs are bad, kids. Don't do drugs. You know, because one day you're flying high like Edward Furlong, and the next day you're doing Sharknado 5 or some bad sci-fi movie. Corona for walking. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that, right? I mean, there's worse actors to get it from. Maybe Ryan Gosling. I wouldn't mind hanging out with Ryan Gosling. And, you know, maybe he can tell me about Emma Stone, and since I can't do it the other way around. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it in that way. Let's see. Yeah, I can't wait for Scream 5. Hope it's good. The guys who made Ready or Not are making it. That's interesting. I don't know. Scream 5 is I guess the big question about Scream 5 is, do you bring back Sydney and Gale and Dewey, or do you start over? You know, Wes Craven passed away. I don't know if it's... I don't know. You can make one of them the killers. You can kill them off in the beginning. Or you can just keep beating that drum and keep doing what you're doing. I don't know. I love the franchise, but I think as long as you have the voice actor who does Ghostface, I think you'll be okay. All I ask is that if they're going to do a Scream 5 is that they actually bring back Ghostface. They bring back, excuse me, they bring back the same mask. I know that like MTV did like a version of Scream, and they changed the mask up, and they changed everything. It's not good. I think if you bring back the actor who did the voice, the same mask, Ghostface, and if you bring back Stab, the movie franchise inside of the franchise, that very meta element, as long as you have those key components, I don't really care if you bring back Sydney and Dewey and Gale. They're a little older. I think the only thing you could do that would be kind of interesting is that you have a new cast. They're being killed off. They know they're being killed off, but they know that these three people have survived like many times over, and they hunt them down. Not like kill them, but they track them down. They're knocking on the door, and they're like, you know, is this Sidney Prescott? We want to interview you. It's kind of a little bit like Halloween when they do when those podcasters go find Jamie Lee Curtis. Do something like that, where like these characters are kind of hidden, and the main characters have to track them down to make them kind of like the new mentors. Essentially, they killed off Randy, who was like the main mentor in all those Scream movies, or at least the first 2 or 3. So if you can make them the new Randy character, I think that'd be a lot of fun you could play with a little bit. But like have it like dip in, dip out. Like don't make them the main movie. Just kind of have them there, but then they're out. I think it'd be kind of fun to see like if you had Ghostface being like, I'm not gonna mess with the original 3 because one, they get a pass because they've done their thing and they survived, and 2, maybe they're a little bit afraid of him because they're like, you know what? There's been like 5 people who tried to kill him. They're all dead now. Maybe I don't do that. So I think that's the way they should play it out a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure they'll do something really dumb and just fuck it up. No, they should start over. I think maybe a cameo from Neve Campbell. Yeah, that'd be fine. How far do you think this channel will go? I hope it'll go far. Chris Stuckman level. Hey, thanks guys. That'd be great. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and, tell your friends because that always helps. We still are doing like the PS4 giveaway when we hit 4,000 subs. We're going to give away a PS4. All you got to do is be a subscriber and comment down below on one of the videos that came out in 2020, right? Yep. Agreed. Ghostface voice has to come back. Exactly. What is one of your personal favorite videos on your channel? Ooh. Well, J Mark, you're a content creator, so you can appreciate this. It's definitely not like a video of just me. I would say it's probably a video that involves either Cassie or Durant Cinema. I love collaboration. I love doing videos with other people. That's a good one though. You know, probably like a steelbook hunt with either Cassie or Dave, because I honestly I don't really watch my own videos. I find them a little cringeworthy. I think all of us kind of hate the sound of our own voice, you know, played back to us. So if I had to watch like, I don't know, like an Ending Explained video that I put out, maybe I spent like a 13 hours editing a video together, like a video essay. But yeah, I also would say it's probably a newer video. I think the further I go back and watch an older video, the more I'm like, ugh, get out of here. But yeah, good question. I'd rather watch your videos, J Mark. Why watch mine when I can watch somebody else's? PlayStation released images of the PS5 controller. It's so wide, like Xbox. Yeah, I think I briefly saw a thing about that. Yeah, I mean, I just got PS4 maybe like 2 years ago, or me and Cassie did. So like, I don't know. I'm in no rush to get the PS5. I just downloaded The Last of Us for like 15 bucks. Never played it. Heard great things about it. Kind of reminds me of Logan, which I'm sure you're like, but no, John, Logan reminds you of The Last of Us. I'm like, no, well, okay, fine. That's not the order I watched it in. But it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. And for 15 bucks, they got GTA 5 up there, which my copy got destroyed, so maybe I'll go check that out too. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, it's gonna be the same thing. I know that a wider controller or small. I mean, they try to do like these new gimmicky things to try to make you buy the new platform, but yeah, whatever. Blu-ray Frank says, I missed 1917 Steelbook because the store closed and there was no mail for an option. Yeah, you know, it's funny, I was just watching Durant Cinema and he got 1917. I don't know if he got it on, I can't remember if he got it on eBay or Best Buy. I think he said there were more copies of the Steelbook in, so if you go check it out again, you should be able to get it. As far as I know, then again, I don't work for Best Buy, so I couldn't possibly say, but I do know that Durant said that he just got a copy of 1917, so yeah. Do you play Resident Evil? Not since the old school ones on PlayStation, like 1 and 2. Like, I haven't played that game in forever. I know 3 came out for the PS4, but like I said, right now, I'm playing The Last of Us, which I'm loving the shit out of. I kind of see Hugh Jackman as a character, because like people have suggested it so much, so like, you know, Hugh Jackman, Ellen Page, and like when I watch it, it's kind of what I feel like I'm watching. He'll probably never play the character because it's too close to Logan, but I can't imagine anybody else playing Joel from The Last of Us. What are you into other than movies and shows? I'd like to say go to the gym and work it out, but like in the past month, I've done none of that. I probably gained some weight, and as a guy who can barely squeeze into his Dunder Mifflin shirt, I'm like, I should not brag about going to the gym. I do not do that. It used to be a favorite thing I used to do. I used to do a lot of Spartan races. I used to love doing those like obstacle courses, but it has been a minute. Life kind of takes over a little bit, and you don't always, you know. But that's yeah. I just like doing those Spartan races a lot. Is The Dark Knight a perfect movie? Probably not. You know what? Yeah, it kind of is. I want to say like, well, no, there's no such thing as a perfect movie, but I can't think of a better movie in the same genre as The Dark Knight that's better than The Dark Knight. There's very few flaws with The Dark Knight. I mean, Heath Ledger is amazing. How do you compete with that? I was watching The Crow 2 nights ago, and somebody posted a photo of when Eric enters the gangster meeting, and when the Joker enters the gangster meeting, and they're shot for shot. I think Nolan watched The Crow and copy pasted that scene verbatim, or it's just a coincidence. but it's great. I love The Dark Knight. Um, the only thing I might change is make Christian Bale a little bit less raspy, over the top. Like, I'm not wearing hockey pads. Like, maybe I would tone that down a little bit. Other than that, I think it is nearly a perfect movie. What else we got here? Mizzy E says, think we've all gained a few pounds since being quarantined. Yeah. I go for walks in my neighborhood. I can't say I'm jogging, doing push-ups and burpees. I'm not doing any of that. I should, but it's different time we're living in, so I don't know. I just haven't felt the enthusiasm to go do all that yet. But eventually I will, because eventually I'll eat so much food in my house that I'll just kind of have to do something physical to not die from fatness. Dark Knight is in my top 20 movies, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. Did you like Dr. Sleep? Says Blu-ray Frank. Yeah, Dr. Sleep. I remember at the end of the year doing like a top 10 for 2019. Dr. Sleep was like number one because I feel like it's a movie that people should definitely go check out. They haven't seen it. It's highly underrated. I don't think people knew what it was. I think they tried to market Ewan McGregor as like a leading man, and nobody bid on it. And and they also released it like a week after Halloween, which I don't understand at all. But I think people made the joke if they called it The Shining 2, Still Shining, it would have been a terrible title, but at least people would have known what it is and go check it out. It's also a movie that is a when did The Shining come out? Like 1978, 1980, something like that. Like, it's an old movie, so it's like, and you don't have the original cast, and it's good, but it's one of those things like if you see the trailer and you don't know what it is, people aren't gonna go see it. I think it also got its ass kicked by Midway. Sorry, because it was Veterans Day weekend. Midway came out. Everyone wanted to go see Midway, and yeah, it's like putting a rom-com on the 4th of July. Of course, people are gonna go see that. People don't even listen to advice. They're still outside in numbers. Isolation will go on forever. I don't think it'll go on forever. I think it'll take longer than it should because the stupid people, the stupids, will go out there and be like, I'm fine, and that'll slow it down. I think we'll get back eventually. If everyone actually kind of just stuck to what they have to do, it could be done a lot sooner, and we would all see a solution a lot quicker. But I think because of, there's an old saying, we can only run as fast as our slowest person. So if you have some dummies who are just, doing their thing, and like I'm watching that video of like all those kids in Florida, and they're getting drunk, and they all have coronavirus now, but they're talking about how like, well, what am I gonna do? I'm 21, it's my birthday, and it's spring break. I paid for this. What am I gonna do? Like, not party? Like, I'm on the beach, but they close the beach, they close all the bars, and they're drunk as shit. But those people are gonna slow it all down to a halt. I think we're gonna get back. It's just gonna take longer than it should. You know what I mean? Do you watch the director's cut of Dr. Sleep? Yeah, too bad it didn't go well at the box office. No, I haven't. I haven't watched the director's cut because I think it's already like, I think it was like 3 hours long. I have watched the deleted scenes though on YouTube. Like there's a scene where like Jack Torrance, played by the guy from Haunted Hill on Hill House, the House on Haunted Hill. I have watched the deleted scenes from the director's cut, and they're pretty cool. From what I've read online, it's basically just like extended cuts of certain scenes. So like, there's nothing really groundbreaking outside of like the extended version of Jack Torrance at the bar when he talks to Danny. Let's see what else we got here. Crap. You and Cinema Sickness. I watched it last night and I thought it was okay. Second half was better. Cinema Sickness? Is that a movie? Is that a YouTube thing? I don't know what Cinema Sickness is. Worst movie theater experience. I don't know. That's a good one. Worst. I couldn't tell you my worst cinema experience, but I could think of a good one that was funny. I remember being a kid, and we saw M. Night Shyamalan Signs, the movie Signs with Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix, and the power went out in the entire theater, and the emergency lights came on, and these two kids that were like, I don't know, like in their 20s or so, they jumped over the railing because, like, you know, like they have like the walkway between, you know, all those terrible nosebleeder seats in the front, and then you have like all the seats in the back, and there's like the giant catwalk walkway in the middle. They jumped on there and they started doing like a wrestling match right there in the middle of it for everybody's entertainment. Like they actually picked up a trash can at the end of it and wailed it at the other guy, and they threw the one guy in the trash can. It was crazy. I don't know how nobody gave them shit for it, but people were like clapping, they were laughing their ass off. Like I guess like wrestling was really big back in 98 when Signs came out. And I remember that being like the funniest thing ever. It was like I felt like I was at like medieval times, like watching these two guys like fight right in front of me as a kid. Worst theater experience ever though, I don't know. I can't really think of one that comes to mind. You know, I'm the kind of guy like if I have like a bad day or a bad experience more or less, I think my brain just subconsciously pushes that out. Um, I don't know. I think you know what it is. I think I saw Ready Player One, and the theater was like covered in like candy and popcorn and garbage, and like nobody cleaned the theater, and the seats were kind of awful. Like they were leather, but they were like a hard leather. Like it was an AMC, and the seats didn't go back. I think my chair was broken. Maybe that was my worst experience, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what makes a bad theater experience. I can't think of like I'm trying to think of like there's like a time I went on like a like maybe like a date that just went horribly wrong, but not really. I can't really think of a bad theater experience. I don't know. Comment down below if you have one. Let's see. What was with the hats in Doctor Sleep? I hated that. Oh, like Rose's hat? I don't know. I guess she was just goofy. She had a hat. I don't know. Do you recommend Terminator 2 on 4K? No, I don't, because from what I've heard from everyone, because I remember they were talking about how they're gonna, because they released it in theaters, and they were talking about how they were gonna release it on 4K UHD, and everybody said the same thing. It was like it's got like it's a bad transfer. Don't buy it. It's awful. And then I went down that rabbit hole, and essentially what they said is, try to find like a DVD of it. Try to find like a I don't know, like a Zavvi release of it, because apparently they kind of did like, you know, this bad transfer, kind of like the Star Wars movies, where it's just like you should just not watch the T2 4K. So no, I would not recommend it. Cinema Sickness is another YouTube guy who does videos like us. Videos like us. Okay. When people bring their babies to the movies, yeah, I can't remember which movie they brought their kids to, but yeah. I remember seeing A Quiet Place. You can hear a pin drop the entire movie. And I've asked other people about A Quiet Place, and they said that, you know, kind of what you said, that people, you know, they brought their babies and their kids were crying and stuff like that. And, but yeah, I remember being kind of surreal watching A Quiet Place in theaters, and you could literally hear a pin drop. I've never seen a movie theater that quiet, like The Quiet Place. What is the best seat view to sit at the cinema? G8. I don't know. I usually go for like as center as possible. I feel like lately, not that there is a lately, I've been moving closer to the screen. But yeah, anything that's behind the walkway. You know, if you're in front of the walkway, it's got like a nosebleeder seat. Not really the way to go. I try to stay somewhat center. I think Regal is my favorite movie theater just because they have the most comfortable seats. They clean up their theaters. AMC is kind of a mixed bag. Like, some are well done, but then I've been to some AMCs that are just like pure garbage. Where I'm like, I don't like AMC. At least Regal has like a standard of cleanliness. Their seats aren't broken. You know. Honestly, the only reason I'm upset about AMC closing is that, well, if AMC closes, Regal is probably not that far behind it. What is your favorite Blu-ray in your possession? I have like the Digibook for Logan. It's pretty good. It also has like Logan Noir. It's like a black and white gritty version of it. That might be. It has I like all the behind the scenes kind of thing. I did a Blu-ray trip for that for like a while ago, but yeah, I think I'd probably have to go with Logan. That's pretty cool. Not the Steelbook, the Target exclusive Digibook. I also have like the Alien anthology, which again is not a Steelbook, but it has like all the movies. It's pretty good. A lot of bonus features, which I like. All of the Aliens movies with the bonus features, not the new ones. It doesn't have Prometheus and whatever the fuck they put out, but just stay away from teenage kid groups at the cinema. I always do, but okay. 2 or 3 rows from the back and the middle. I'm upset if AMC closes because I do the A-list membership and it saves me a lot of money. Have you done a Blu-ray collection video? I haven't, believe it or not. When I moved, a lot of my stuff got boxed up and moved around, and I think a lot of my movies are like in the back of a storage unit behind a refrigerator. So like I feel like it would be somewhat incomplete. I have steelbooks. I've debated, but I only have like a small collection right now of steelbooks because some of them are Blu-rays and some of them are DVDs and some of them are digital copies on iTunes and a lot of them are kind of like spread out. And I think, like I said, I think some of them are like buried in a storage unit. So that's why I've been a little hesitant about doing like a collection. But maybe I'll just do like a quickie video of like the steelbooks that I own. You know what I mean? What do we got here, guys? I'm gonna ask a question to J Mark because I know you're a content creator too. If you guys haven't subbed over on J Mark's channel, I would highly recommend it. He does movie talk stuff and movie critique. I think one of the favorite ones I was watching with Cassie the other night, it was the one for what was that movie called? Goddamn. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Pretty funny. But yeah, I would definitely go check out his channel. And the other one too, the Chucky one he does is pretty good. I would definitely. Oh, so my question to you, J Mark, what are you doing next? What videos are you putting out? What could the good people in this, all 8 of them, what can they check out that might be coming to your channel soon? Mizzy E says no Guinness tonight. No Guinness. I don't know. I try to resist the urge to go to the liquor store. I try to resist the urge to go anywhere right now. So, and Guinness is one of those things where it's like, it's heavy and, it's St. Patty's Day, so whatever, but I'm more of a Corona guy. Believe it or not. I'm sure it's like a subconscious thing where I hear Corona enough and now I'm like, well, you know what? I drink a lot of Modelo, which is essentially like a slightly better Corona. Let's see. What else you guys got? Wow, we've been off about. Okay. Questions. What else? J Mark says, I filmed a reaction video for my wife's first video watching the 80s classic The Thing. Oh, that's right. I did see, spoiler, she liked it. I did see that video where you put on, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Cause, never, that's like iconic scene. How do you not watch that scene? But I thought it was somewhat like ironic because, Indiana Jones closes his eyes and Asia closed her eyes too. And I'm like, it's not a real movie. It's not going to suck you into the movie like Poltergeist. But yeah, Definitely gotta check that out. Bryn, what up, buddy? Welcome to the show. Bryn is a guy that I've done YouTube videos, not with, but like side by side. We've been doing videos for, I don't know, 6 years, and we've kind of commented back and forth. And like we did like a live stream. I went on his channel. He's come over to mine, commented on mine, so he's a good guy. Are you legit a nice person? Says Oh, I'm sorry. It says you are legit a nice person. I thought it was a question. I thought you were asking me, are you legit a nice person? And I'm like, I don't feel like I should be the person to answer that question. I hope I am. I feel like I'm probably a little too nice at times. Like maybe I should be more of a jerk and people wouldn't like, I don't know, treat me like a doormat. Not that they do, but I've had a boss or two where I've gone like above and beyond and like they're just like, oh, John's a nice guy. Let's exploit that. And I've learned. But thank you for saying that, Asia. It's very kind of you. I enjoy your channel as well. Again, guys, both Asia and JMark have channels. If you want to go check it. If you like this channel, I'm willing to bet you're going to like that channel as well. Go check them out. We were talking recently about maybe doing like a collab, whether it be like a live stream video or maybe like a skit video. I don't know. We're going to work it out a little bit. But we got plenty of time to do that. So expect something like that in the pipeline at some point. Sup, Burnsy? Got Bryn. How you doing, buddy? Never seen the original thing on my list to watch. Saw the remake, though. Not that good. The original. Oh, never saw the original of the thing. Well, they have, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about when you say the original, because there's only one The Thing. It's the one with Kurt Russell, which is based on a movie that came out in like the 50s or 40s or whenever. They mention it in the original Halloween movie. And then you have that terrible one that came out, which I guess is like a sequel, also called The Thing. All you need to know is that if Kurt Russell's in the movie, Kurt Russell, that's the thing you need to watch. Mizzy E also says, do nice guys finish last? LOL. I feel the same way as you sometimes. Gotta be an asshole sometimes. I don't know if nice guys finish last. I think guys that lack a certain level of confidence usually do. You gotta know when to stand your ground. If you don't, people will kind of walk all over you. Not to say that you have to be an asshole, but just like, let people know where you stand with them, you know what I mean? The original thing you're thinking... Wait, the original... Sorry, Brent. The original thing you're thinking of is a remake. Yes, it is. But, it's one of those remakes that's so good that transcends the original, and I feel like if you say The Thing, nobody really... I mean, maybe some people do, but most people don't think of the original black and white one, which I actually haven't seen, but, I mean, I don't know. I love the Kurt Russell one so much. Yep, Kurt Russell, 1980. J-Mark, thank you for the shout-out. Of course, buddy. I mean, much like Dave Durant Cinema, and I guess my channel, I can't really say. J-Mark is just like a fun guy to go check out. I would definitely go check him out. Bryn says, I agree. Yeah, the Kurt Russell one, maybe that'll be a movie I watch. In light of all. I'm not watching Contagion, but maybe I'll go check out The Thing. I recently watched Big Trouble in Little China. Had never seen it before. Me and Dave did like a steelbook hunt. I did mine, he did his, and he picked it up, and I was like, I don't know, it looks fairly cheesy, and I think it's a movie that if it's not nostalgic to you, in the sense of it came out when you were a kid, and you saw it then, and now you still like it, you're probably not gonna like it too. It's kind of like the Ninja Turtle movie, the original one from the 90s. If you watch it now, and you didn't grow up with that movie, you're probably not gonna like Big Trouble in Little China. It's super trippy and cheesy, and Kurt Russell carries that movie all the way on his back the whole time. Mizzy E says, do you like The Exorcist? I love The Exorcist. You gotta make sure you have the right copy of it, the right version of it, because there is a version, I think it's like the production line version of it, where they put like the demon in the background like flashes on and whatnot. Just make sure you have like the right copy of it and you're not watching one of those special edition versions. I think I saw The Exorcist in theaters when they did like the re-release. Oh God, 10 years ago, maybe more. I honestly can't remember, but like they added that scene of like the spider crawl when she goes down the stairs, like, and then she spits up blood. That was new, and I guess that was, I couldn't tell you. It had to be like 10 years ago. But good movie. It doesn't entirely hold up, but it's still good. Yeah, people don't realize that scene was actually not in the original version. You know what scene in the movie The Exorcist kind of freaks me out is like when they bring her in for testing at the hospital. I don't know what it is. I don't know, maybe it's like the way they film it, but when she's getting those tests done and she's screaming and the machines are going, that oddly freaked me out. I don't know if I was having like an off night, but I think I expected the rest of the movie, and that scene was like, what is going on? Like, why are they like doing all this shit? Favorite moment in the Terminator movie. I guess we're talking about the first one, right? Um, I think my favorite scene in the first one, because I could pick a whole bunch from T2. I think the best part from T1 is probably when uh, it's towards the end. Kyle Reese put like a smoke grenade in the back of the truck. It blows up. They jump in the dumpster. They get out, and you'd think the movie is over. And you got Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese, and there's flames behind them, and you're like, oh my god, they blew him up great. And you slowly see the Terminator get out of the flames. That scared the shit out of me when I first saw it when I was a kid. So that's probably my favorite scene in that whole movie. Let's see. Have you seen the Rush Hour trilogy? Yeah, yes, I have. uh, Not my. I mean, I feel like the Rush Hour trilogy is kind of like, I don't know, like the Austin Powers trilogy. Yeah, I saw it. I remember it. I'm sure it doesn't really hold up. Um, they're fine. I mean, it depends how much you like Chris Tucker, because Jackie Chan ain't carrying that movie. I mean, I like the first one, but the sequel was like Jackie Chan is just doing this schlocky. I don't know. The first one's good because if you remember the first one, he's quiet half the movie. Those were like some of the funniest scenes in the movie to me. But I don't know, the Rush Hour movies are. I hear they're making a new one, but maybe they should not. Um, Child's Play or Friday the 13th? Hmm. I feel like a Child's Play or Nightmare on Elm Street would have been a better pair up just because you got. I feel like Freddy Krueger and Chucky are both over the top and hammy, where like Jason is like very, he's kind of like Michael Myers. So they're, different genres a little bit. One's a comedy, one's actually trying to go for a little bit of horror. Um, Probably Child's Play. Uh, the original ones. The new one is fine, but I don't love Child's Play. The 2018, 2019, the one with Aubrey Plaza in it. What else you guys got? Leave your questions down below. I'm gonna get a water bottle right there because though it's a little parched, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Do you think Black Panther is good but overrated? Black Panther's alright. I don't know. I enjoyed it when it came out. I don't think I've watched it since, but it's definitely pretty good. I would say Black Panther is probably better than that Lion King remake we got. That's why I remember thinking watching Black Panther, I was like, this is a really good Lion King remake. They weren't intending to, but still pretty good. Anyway, guys. Michael Myers or Jason? Michael. I don't know what it is, but something about his personality. Not that either have a lot of personality. It just kind of comes through a little bit more. I don't know. I'd rather watch Michael Myers. I can't really explain it. I think he's got like a weird, dark sense of humor. So, anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up here. We're gonna do this probably the next couple of days. I don't know. A lot of things coming down the pipeline, but thank you so much for watching. Congrats to Tony Stark, who won the digital copy of Rise of Skywalker. We're probably gonna do something along the lines of something like that. Be sure to subscribe, comment down below, and guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been John, you've been Burned. Thank you for joining us here on the live chat. Now I'm gonna awkwardly hit the off button.